Hello Geo， 我個 OBS 唔知點解都係冇聲，所以我聽唔到你哋如果入嚟嗰啲聲。我連 OBS 個音樂都聽唔到啊！係咪熄咗 monitoring？ 冇啊！我而家試緊，但係好似唔係好關事。全部都有開嘅喎。小姑，可能啲 setting 無啦啦自己 reset 咗，我都覺有可能，但係我都唔知應該要點搞。多試少少嘢先。辦法 set 唔到，小烏好掛住家姐，我都好掛住大家。我而家係聽唔到 OBS 嗰邊，但係我隻 game 入面又聽到聲喎，咁奇怪嘅。game 聲就得，係啊，但係有時候會 miss 咗你哋有 follower 啊、subscription 嗰啲咯，唔緊要啦，又算啦。 哦，唔理啦，我直接開始。冇咗啲 sound effect 係咯，你哋聽唔聽到㗎？你哋應該聽到㗎嘛？如果你哋聽到就得啦。聽到好。咦？你而家連喂 Willow 都唔得，玩咩呢隻要問 Geo 啊？又係 Geo 介紹我玩嘅。Begin the game。Make sure audio is on。好 on 咗啦。Hello Thomas。Control 就又係嗰啲啦。
Hi there. Thank you very much for playing the Beginner's Guide. My name is Davey Reedon. I wrote The Stanley Parable, and while that game tells a pretty absurd story, today I'm going to tell you about a series of events that happened between 2008 and 2011. We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Coda. Now, these games mean a lot to me. I met Coda in early 2009 at a time when I was really struggling with some personal stuff, and his work pointed me in a very powerful direction. I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make. So just to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made. It's a level for Counter-Strike. You can walk around here, by the way. And mostly it's just Coda learning the basics of building a 3D environment. But what I like is that even though he starts from the simple aesthetic of a desert town, he then scatters these colorful abstract blobs and impossible floating crates around the level. And of course, it destroys the illusion that this actually is a desert town, and instead this level becomes a kind of calling card from its creator. It's like a reminder that this video game was constructed by a real person. And it kind of makes you wonder, what was going through his head as he was building this? This is what I like about all of Coda's games. I mean, not that they're all fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their creator. I want us to see past the games themselves. I want to get to know who this human being really is. And that's exactly what we're going to do here. So, it's 2008, Coda starts making these games, and he never releases any of them. He doesn't put them onto the internet, he just makes them and then immediately abandons them, and they sit on his computer forever. And I think he really understood this image of himself as a recluse. At one point he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin to Important Games Folder. So, you know, this was just how he worked. He tended to crank them out one after the other without even really pausing to try to understand what he's just made, until suddenly one day he just stopped. In 2011, that was it. He made his last game, and then he hasn't made another one since. And that's why I've taken this opportunity to gather all of his work together. Is because I find his games powerful and interesting, and I'd like this collection to reach him, to maybe encourage him to start creating again. And if the people like you who play this also happen to find his work interesting, then I'm sure it'll just send that much stronger of a message of encouragement to him. So thanks for joining me on this. If you have a particular interpretation that I haven't mentioned here, or if you just need to get in touch, you can email me at daveyWreden@gmail.com. Okay, that's about it for introduction. Let's take a look at Coda's first proper game. As each game is loaded, I'll show you the date that it was completed. This first one was made in November 2008.
佢話同佢個 friend Coda 第一隻寫嘅就係頭先我哋見到嗰個畫面，咁佢自己都話好似 CS 嘅 Gmail 因為真係Gmail 都 OK， 唔好笑 Gmail 我哋雖然係有啲流流地咁樣。喂，師傅。
This game is called Escape from Whisper, and it's one of the more generic games you'll see from Coda.
左定右？我揀咗右啦。一樣嘅原來。都講咗好多嘢，係啊。成隻 game 好多字啊！我哋咁死啦，最憎嘅睇字啊！我 但係大家如果有睇過 Stanley 嘅話咧，或者玩過咧，就會知道個作者好 deep 啊！佢創作遊戲，佢唔係淨係即係你睇啲遊戲場景好似好流流地咁樣咧，但其實佢背後嘅故事嘅意思好深咯，我覺得。
And I think that we should talk about his games for what they are, rather than for what they're not.
主要係聽故事其實 OK。做咩亂説？我唔知要做啲咩嘛。咩啊 ？Evacuate immediately。
I love how you can see the bottom of the universe from this room.
哇！宇宙。其實佢想表達啲咩？你應該要真係要留心先睇得明嘅。以我上次玩完 Stanley 嚟講，我都仲未明嘅玩完。跳落去。
There's really no reason for it that I've ever been able to discern, so in the interest of time, I'm just gonna skip you on past it.
咦
Okay, this is the part that's interesting. The game has this narrative about the whisper machine and how it has to be turned off, and then you get to the engine room.
我要熄咗個旁白，跟住去個 engine room 度。
Hey, you there, in the engine room. You could save us all. That beam is powering the whisper machine. We could disrupt it by introducing a great enough heat signature. If your body could stop the beam.
用我自己身血肉之軀去制止呢個光波。先，佢嫌你慢，幫你 skip 咗。用我嘅血肉之軀係咪啊？跳落去咁啊？唔得喎，得喎。
Let me pause here for a second. What you just experienced, stepping into the beam and then dying, is probably what Coda had initially intended when he was developing this level. But when he first compiles and plays it, something goes wrong. There's a bug somewhere. And this is what happens instead.
You're dead. 冇錯，係 dead. 咩啊？仲有嘢要聽佢講喎，睇嚟。再死多次先。哇！升咗上天喎，升仙嘢喎真係。而家仲係好一頭霧水啊！
And this is an important moment for me.
喐唔到。
Because yes, this is technically a glitch,
好
but
重要
Coda
嘅一
identifies
幕。
something human about it. Like
係
how
glitch
small
嚟
it
喎。
makes you feel in the face of this larger chaotic system. Or this floating could be the afterlife, a peaceful place, juxtaposed against all of the hysteria that you just had to traverse. I don't even know. I have no idea what he was thinking, but what's clear is that after making this, something lodges itself in his brain. He wants to do more of these really weird and experimental designs. So he stops work on this and moves on to a stream of tiny little games that go in all sorts of directions. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first game he made after leaving this one behind.
佢已經棄置咗呢隻 game 啊！好，而家應該仲未正式開始嘅，我估。The past was behind her。唔俾我行嘅。
Yep, in this game you can only walk backwards.
我淨係可以向後行嘅啫喎。哇！一隻淨係可以向後行嘅 game， 好有趣。
So it's a short
最後睇下
and
大家
relatively
邊個最有耐性
minimalist
睇
experiment
晒。
combining motion and narrative. It
But
is
the
less
future
advanced
could
than the
not be
previous
seen.
game, but actually it seems to be more focused, more complete. Code is trying to give it a unique voice rather than simply basing it on a pre-existing trope.
Why does the future keep changing? Like a future 唔可以 be seen. When she stops and looks, it becomes clearer. 唔睇嘅話就清楚啲啊。But if the future is always behind her， 跟住呢 how will she find the strength？ 係咯，我唔睇後面嘅話 to confront it。
It's a short little thought, it says what it wants to say, and then it ends. Didn't need anything more than that. Which to me is why it works, because it gets out quick. Okay, next one.
其實佢咪即係講我哋 stuck 咗喺度啊？你過咗去就過咗去啦。 因為個 future 又睇唔到。It's powerful storytelling， 係咯。呢個可以向前行而家。You are now entering 邊度啊？
And that's it. Okay, the meaning of this game won't be clear just yet. Please be patient with me for a few more games, and I promise you'll see what makes it interesting.
佢話我唔清楚係正常嘅。
Oftentimes,
Nonsense is
Coda would
nearly
put
every
bizarre
direction.
titles like this one at the start of his games. I wish I'd known him at the time that he was making these early games. He would really only talk to me about his work as he was making it. Once he stopped work on a game, like, that was it. It was dead to him. And I don't agree with that at all, but
有樓梯就上啦，正常係嘛 ？Hi Kulo， 好耐冇見啦 Kulo。喂，越行越慢，唔係我唔撳啊，
Once you've been
佢
slowed
唔
to
俾
an
我。
absolute crawl, the door at the top
喂，呢
of
個
the
咪
stairs opens. So
咩啊
why,
？Flat Earth
if Coda's
理論
not
咯，
showing
有冇
these
聽
games
過
to
大家？
anyone, why bother opening the door at all? Well, to show you, I'm modifying the game here so that when you press enter, it'll bring you back up to full speed so you can enter the door for yourself.
吓？哦，又冇事啦。哇！喂，咁多讀唔晒喎。You're a gate. You start in a small room until you realize you can just walk through the wall.
A room that's warm and nice and
得
filled with
a button you
little
press
ideas for games.
to stop the chaos, but doesn't work. You walk around talking people down for
Coda
pursuing
would often tell
their
me that he
hopes and
didn't mind
dreams.
if people thought of him as cold or distant.
Stand
He
on
said
an
that
axe
he knew that
staring
he was
at the
actually a
bear
vibrant and
for
compassionate person, but that
3
it takes
hours.
time to really see that. It can be a very slow climb to get there.
Enter。頭先撳咗 mouse 就得咯。又解謎喺度蘇玉話，算唔算解謎呢？我都唔知呢隻算係咩 game。我要之後你可唔可以解釋下？你同大家解釋下呢隻係咩 game，因為你推薦嘅。Hi 心心，心心都好耐冇見啦。心心點心班上成點啊？蘇玉華係啊，蘇玉華都有開台㗎。
Well, this is new for Coda. It's an actual puzzle. Go ahead and see if you can solve it.
Actual puzzle。
Don't forget that solution, because we're going to see this puzzle again soon. We're gonna see it a lot.
要記低點樣解啊？It's an immersive experience。但我到而家仲係好迷啊！已經玩咗幾耐？而家20分鐘，we're 20 minutes in。但係我係完全唔知隻 game 想做咩嘅。
You walk down a corridor, you solve a puzzle, you get to the end. Simple enough.
Okay.
Right, now I'm going to modify the game again so that when you press enter, it'll remove all of the walls from this room.
Enter。拆晒啲牆。哇！咁我咪就咁跳落去就得啦。
How about that? There was more to it than we had any way of knowing. I actually find it funny that this game comes after the stairs game since they essentially convey the
上得
opposite
好好。
idea. So, in the
做極
stairs
都唔
game,
完，咁咪好
a
多
dull
點心食
exterior
咯。
concealed a rich interior. And then, in this level, a dull interior hides this fantastic outer world. Either way, I think that the point is the same, is that most of the time you don't get to know what you're missing, or
Well,
even that
Inception
you're missing
naman.
anything. That's not your role as a player. So if your role here is not to understand, then what is it?
揾白薯要專心聽，我有啊，我盡量專心聽，但係都要睇 chat。You're exiting. OK， 走得。
Aha! So, this, combined with the entering game from earlier, tells us that Coda believes his games are connected somehow. It could even be that the stairs game and the puzzle game are literally connected in between this and the entering game. There's a bigger picture that all of his games are meant to play a role in, some larger meaning that we won't be able to grasp until we've seen all of them. And once we have, we can step back and start to understand what exactly that bigger picture is.
又要教我用另一個角度睇係咪啊？留意住佢講乜就會明。OK， 咁我陣我唔睇咁多 chat 啦，我唔理你放逐。今日聊天室放逐，轉頭要去開會啊，冇得睇咯咁。
Development for a second. Every video game runs on what's called an engine, which determines what the game can and cannot do. So in other words, the engine is a set of tools for game development.
每隻 game 都有個 engine.
To make all of these games, Coda is using an engine called Source. Like all engines, Source has certain things that it does well, and it has certain things that it does poorly. One of the things that it does very well is boxy linear corridors. That's why so many of Coda's games are set in these large, flat, empty rooms, is just because he's working with what the engine does well. The tools available to the creator shape what kinds of creative work they're going to end up making. You might consider paying attention to the architecture in Coda's games, to notice how they seem to stem from an engine that's very good at producing linear, boxy corridors.
所以有咁多呢啲空間啊，直線算唔算線性空間？就因為 Coda 用呢個遊戲嘅 engine 嚟做呢樣嘢做得比較好嘅。答正好日都冇一個會，我一玩呢隻就即刻有會開。誒
prison, funny enough, in Coda's original design, the doors stayed shut for a full hour before letting you go. If you don't mind, I think we're gonna skip that.
OK， 嚇死人！我以為要韞咗喺度一個鐘。
Argue about a lot. You know, whether a game ought to actually be playable, whether it means anything if no one can get through it. And I would always defend that, you know, all this work goes into the game, why not make it playable and accessible? And so we just got into heated arguments over it, and there was one time that after one of these conversations, he went home, and a day or two later, he sent me a zip file entitled Playable Games that was full of hundreds of individual games, each of which was just an empty box that you walked around in and nothing else. Believe me, I played every single one of those just to find out if there was like a gag hidden somewhere. There wasn't.
哦 ，Coda 做個人都幾有意思喎，咁睇嘅話，呢隻會唔會卡？我覺得會。
With the exact same solution as the last time.
算唔算卡咧？睇你覺得卡嘅 definition 裏邊。
There's still no clear indication of what makes this puzzle
唔
so
會卡，因為
special
本身
that
佢
Coda
成隻
is going
game
to
就係要你
return to it
卡。
over and over. But I promise I'll share with you my interpretation very shortly.
係咪真係有 Coda 呢個人㗎 ？Listen, speak, listen.
Here,
You
Coda
there.
begins using a kind of dialogue system that he fashioned out of the engine's chat capabilities. Use the 1, 2, 3 buttons on your keyboard to respond.
Yes, there was a world stampede with witness. Whiteness. Yes, there was an enormous prison I spent hours in. Yes, there were these floating colored blocks. 全部都係喎，唔係，二唔係，三係啊。That's the world above. You've been there. Now this is important. Did you have to get through a puzzle with 2 doors and switches? Yes, I did. That was literally the last thing I did before coming here. No, I don't. I don't remember having to go through any puzzle. Sam, I'll prefer not to tell you. After all, we've only just met. 一咯。試下晒，我都想我有諗過一下。Again, perfect. Now please tell us how you solved it. Tell us the solution. Tell us how to get to the other side. I don't remember how I solved it. I am trying to remember, but I can't. I didn't solve it. Someone else let me in. Trust me, you don't want to go over there. 你哋想揀邊個？呢個唔話佢知，定係話有人俾我入嚟？3. Trust me, you don't want to go over there. Oh no, but I do, we do, we need to get there. Do you understand? It is the most important thing in the world. We have to escape this prison. There must be an ending. 讀唔切添。I promise 乜乜乜。係咪開始要卡關㗎啦呢度？又嚟。Hello, how did you get here? Was there a puzzle you had to pass through? 哦，係咪我答唔啱晒我就出唔返去啊？即係一世。Yes, do you want to know how to solve it? Or no, I've been right here this entire time. Yes, sir. No, we actually find the black space between the doors to be far more interesting. Have you seen it yet? Why would I care about the space between the doors? Actually, now that you mention it, I remember feeling strange as I passed through it. I don't recall a space between the doors. Strange. Don't think too hard about it. You'll see it again soon. 又返去？呢個唔係喎，唔一樣嘅喎，呢個門。超迷幻啊！呢隻 game。呢個 game 如果對緊草會 trippy， 我唔對都 trippy 緊啦。呢個可以無大麻法，唔係佢點講啊？weed free tripping。嚟咗個 prison 啊！
It's a lamppost. Okay, I can't tell you quite why, but for some reason, Coda fixates on this lamppost. It's going to appear at the end of every single one of his games from here on out. I'll tell you what I think. I think that up to this point, he's been making really strange and abstract games with no clear purpose, and maybe you can only float around in that headspace for so long. Because now he wants something to hold on to. He wants a reference point. He wants the work to be leading to something. He wants a destination, which is what this lamppost is. It's a destination. We're going to see it in the work as well. His games are just going to become a lot more cohesive, a lot more fully developed, with more of a clear idea behind them. And as we go, that idea will get clearer and clearer and clearer.
咩啊？我呢度入去啊？有條罅喎呢度，唔係喎。哇，黑晒。完全唔知做緊咩啊！ The game is connected to the internet. As you walk around, you can leave notes. All notes you see are left by other players. Oh? Okay. Nice room. Not.
So first off, I'm sure you can
How do you beat this game?
This game is not connected to the internet. All of the notes that you're going to see have been written by Coda. This was actually the first game of his that I ever played.
No point to this.
This was shortly after I met him at a weekend game jam in Sacramento, where I grew up. I saw him working on this very level, and it was just so different from anything that anyone else was doing. So right away I was like, I have to be friends with this person. In retrospect, I think I was probably a bit too pushy, trying to get his attention.
Hello, battery YOLO.
I was over-enthusiastic. But he was very gracious about it and very patient with me.
哇！我唔係要睇晒全部係嘛？
Feel free to skip over any of these notes if they're not doing anything for you. Nothing extra is going to happen if you read all of them.
Alright.
Either way, to me they convey a sense of loneliness. I see this person who's filled with thoughts and feelings and beliefs and has no way to express them except as scattered and unheard voices in a game that wasn't meant to be played.
講咁耐。
But it's ironic, isn't it? That in playing this game and seeing how alone Coda often felt, that we get to know him better and actually kind of connect with him. And I have to be honest with you, this idea is really seductive to me. That I could just play someone's game and see the voices in their head and get to know them better and have to do less of the messy in-person socializing. I could just get to know you through your work. I think this is why I always liked Coda's games so much, is because it felt like they let me have that connection. I felt as though he was inviting me personally into his world.
Coda 係咪 AI 嚟？
And then I feel less lonely too.
要去邊啊？其實都唔使睇呢啲嘅。Who are all of you? It's about this game is pretentious and you all look. 乜鬼啊 ？Maybe I'll feel real someday. 咦？啱啱我先講完，佢咪 AI， 佢就話想 feel real someday. I'm here now. There must be a reason for it. 佢自己打咗咁多出嚟。His terrible secret, he kept it real. I beat the game. 係咯，我。哇！佢係咪真係佢係一個 AI 嚟？我覺得。好，破解收台。
Each of these games represents an idea that was on Coda's mind at the time that he was making it. And the puzzle is a way of closing the door on a previous chapter of his life before moving on to the next one.
我哋大家今日就當迷幻咗一次咁樣，我哋繼續迷幻落去。
Coda can then place this puzzle that he knows has a reliable solution, he understands exactly how it works, and so it gives him a simple mechanism for moving on.
The second door won't open.
And because there's this dark area between the doors, a space between spaces, before you move on, you get to pause. Just for a moment, a few seconds to reflect on and let go of the events that led you here. To step back and connect the pieces together, to grasp at that elusive bigger picture.
跳入去。佢話：如果我閂咗，係咪出唔返去 ？Second door won't open. I've been here for literally an hour. 個個都話解唔到，即係我唔可以刪。Guys, it's not so bad in here. 我咪入呢度啊。Promise it will become clearer. OK， 多謝 Gio。咁點啊？頭先行樓梯叫你跳入去，哦，快啲係咪會？而家點啊？我如果入咗去，我咪要1個鐘先出返嚟。冇啊，開咗喎。佢咪咁咪同 Stanley 嗰隻 game 一樣，即係佢睇下你夠唔夠膽搏一搏，我都擾亂你。How do you leave notes？ 係咯，點樣打字啊 ？Fake 我係咯，我知啊。上次嗰隻個作者另外嗰隻 game 又係咁嘅，所以我唔驚啊。最多咪收台唔玩。哇，點啊？咁多字 ，speak 咩啊 ？speak， 我咪一路講緊嘢咯。喂 ，hello，hello 阿殘，唔驚係。喂阿神，新政府，啱喎。新政府唔驚，出唔到去。好耐冇見，係啊！阿殘佢咪少咗開台，定係你開台嗰時咁啱我遇唔到，咁啱我瞓緊覺時差，好似都少見咗你個台，你又少見我開台，我真係少咗開台呢排。 啲音樂咁咩嘅，好似喺度吹我咁，要上佢啊。
This is it, the whole game, and there's nothing that's particularly interesting about it. You just walk to the end of a hallway.
個門都
Except
冇
for some
咗。
reason, Coda gets really fixated on this prison that has all of this modern furniture. And I don't know why, but he decides he needs to revisit this prison. He's going to start over, use the same assets, turn it into
係喎，
something
你去咗
else.
冰島。
Okay,
我嗰日有睇
here's version 2.
有睇你講藍洞啊，跟住邊個話整晒啲咩啊？整到啲雪變黃色就叫黃洞啊！What furniture ought to go in the center of this room? How about TV with surround sound, a refrigerator, put a giant hole in the ground. One no. Okay, now what about along the wall of the room? Let's put a huge picture of a horse. 咩啊？我撳咩都關咩事啊？我撳咩同佢擺咩唔關事嘅。Think we should light up this room a bit. 2啊？係咯，我答咩都唔關事嘅。Chat room 漸漸變態，大家有創意啫。And the table, you need the table. I'm pretty sure none of my choices are making any difference. 係咯，明明講啲浪漫嘢變得怪怪，係咁噶啦。Twitch 無奇不有。
There's a bit more to this one, but still, it's not really communicating anything. It's kind of just weird for weirdness' sake.
變咗個
So okay, he throws it out and starts over.
跳嚟
This
跳
time he comes
去
at the
嘅。
prison idea from a different direction.
今日有家姐台太好啊！你試下睇多10分鐘先。我而家開咗半個鐘台，但係我完全唔知自己做緊咩。講明先，又係 Geo 推薦嘅呢隻 game。如果大家唔知我做緊咩，唔好怪我，怪 Geo 啦。趁佢唔喺度，點解咁鍾情監獄 ？Please walk forward。係咪因為佢想即係因為另一隻 game 呢，我可以講少少。This guide will enable you to escape any prison environment。因為佢另一隻 game 呢，就係佢係有少少想笑啲玩家呢，成日跟住嗰個 instruction， 就好似你玩緊 game， 你又覺得好似自己喺度控制緊你做緊嘅嘢，其實你只不過係喺隻 game 入面被控制緊咯。大家喺殘個 chat room 漸漸走壞，呢隻係啊新 game 啊，啱啱今日先開始玩。而家殘台嘅特色推理啊，應該唔算太多推理嘅，但係佢呢個作者呢個 game 嘅創作人呢就好得意嘅，佢就好想令到你思考一下你打機到底個意義喺邊。咁我暫時咧仲未睇到呢隻 game 嘅意義喺邊。Click on the table. Go over the photo frame and click to turn it slightly. 呢個 Turn the floor lamp in this room off, then turn it back on. 好 deep 啊 deep 啊！頭先我哋落咗幾多層啊 deep 到。Now go to the left side sofa, move it over a little. 呢個 Finally, touch the shelves. Touch. There, that's it. In a real prison, the escape will now open. Return to the start to be taken back to your prison. 嗱嚟啦，佢呢個作者就係靠你哋令到你覺得好似自己玩緊咁，其實你根本就係跟住佢啲指令啫嘛。佢就係想你，就係想講呢樣嘢咯，好有意思，真係會下意識想跟，係啊。Return to the start to be taken back to your prison， 就係由一個 prison 去返另一個 prison。Return。
And of
冇錯，
course,
又返咗
now
嚟。
the table is gone and you can't begin the chain of events to escape. Here's a version where there are no bars, but you can't actually get to the well. And then a version where the inside of the prison is the outside and the outside is the inside. Let me just blink you real quick through a few more of these. I mean, he really unloaded on this prison idea. There's nearly a dozen of them. Personally, I think it's awful to watch this, to see a person basically unraveling through their work. And for what? Like, at what point do you just go, maybe there are game ideas other than this prison that I could be working on? But Coda doesn't have that voice telling you to stop. That particular mechanism of defense against yourself. Without it, you just and so he keeps going and going and going and going and going, and then he hits on something. And he likes it. And that's it. He's done. He stops making prisons. This is the very last version of the prison game that he created. And the reason I think it works is that the prison is not actually in it.
好 confusing， 但係同時有理解。係咯，淨係呢一句已經好 confusing。你明啊，但係又好迷咯。總之佢就係想講，我都唔知佢想講咩，但我明咯。你哋有冇咁嘅感覺？明佢講咩，但係講唔出佢想講咩。打電話係咪 ？Exactly。打咩啊 ？Hello， who is this？ Hey, it's me. I'm you from after you escaped the prison. 係我自己。大家入到你台就自然想引你走壞。阿殘個台係咪有呢種魔力？有種無形嘅吸引力。明個 concept， 但係唔知佢要人做咩。係好似明又好似唔明啊嘛。You're me？ 你係我？即係點 ？So you were trapped in this prison too？ 你都困住喺監獄度啊？一就 Yep, I was in the furniture maze.
This is what Coda wants, is to be able to talk to someone, to share what's on his mind, and to get some good advice from someone who knows.
似 Tenet different， 哇 Tenet 我連續睇咗2次，我一睇完睇唔明嘅，我直接即刻重播一次再睇。There, that's where I am right now. I'm so glad to know that I get out eventually. What's it like to escape? Okay, yet that actually I'm already forgetting what being in the prison was like. Yeah, it's strange, but in a way I kind of miss being in the prison. Sam, it feels like being completely still and widely emotion at the same time. Kind of miss. It feels like being completely still. 係3咯，係咪頭先講好似喐又唔喐咁樣，我都唔係好知佢想講咩啦。Do you feel any different? Sometimes I'm scared. I'll get out and then things will be exactly the same as before. Yep. No. I'm ready. I'm really the same person now as I was back then. 2. It actually does change. I don't feel like the same person at all. 1咯，冇變過，我冇變過。Oh no, that's awful. That's the worst thing I can imagine. Yet, don't worry. It's actually not a bad thing, I promise. Well, you get something else in exchange. The problem is that you don't actually know who you are right now. 3咯，我覺得係。Wait, if you're me, then did you get a call from another version of you when you were trapped? 冇啊 I think I'm the first person to call back. 悖論喎，咁係咪啊？如果我係佢，但係我冇收過電話，即係冇人打過俾我，咁我點打俾佢呢？ Then can you tell me how to get out? Maybe I can come find you. What do I have to do? To get out, all you have to do is be sincere. To get out, you need to tell me how you feel right now. To get out, just talk with me for a bit. You tell me how you feel right now. What? That will free me? How does that work? Listen, you can't know until you're out, but I promise it works. Just tell me how you feel. It will make sense. 一啦，你答咁多問題嘅。Okay, I feel afraid that nothing will ever change. 1、2、3都一樣喎。我揀3啦咁。Go on 。Hello 樂凡，歡迎收睇一隻好迷嘅 game。
this a fitting conclusion to the prison games. After all of the obsession and frustration, just to be told by someone you can trust that things are going to be okay. Wouldn't that be nice?
好，又
So
過咗
what
一
would
年。
it look like if Coda wanted to make a game about talking to someone other than himself?
哦，頭先係 Coda 同 Coda 自己嘅對話，而家係 Coda 整咗另一隻
To me,
game，
this
係可以同其
environment
他
is
人
meant
對
to
話。
represent Coda's puzzle, with the 2 doors on either side and a dark transitional space between.
哇！閂咗個門，幾靚喎！呢間屋有個壁爐，但係冇火嘅。咁大嘅廚房，哇！嚇死我！頭先，哇 ！Well, my goodness, I'm glad as all heck that you showed up. Thought I may be having to clean this entire house all by myself.
You'll notice
And
that the
right
quality of the
miserable
art
that
is a
would have
step
been.
up from previous games, including
Everyone
this
knows
new and improved
lonesome
chat
that
system,
hands
which he
make
started
lousy
using
homes.
from this point on. From here on out, he begins putting much more effort into the visual polish of his work, and this particular game took 2 months to create as a result.
Don't worry about me. A place that night, I'll be glad to stay here all night. And lousy homes make home loners. Are we cleaning this whole place? 一啦，留喺度。Well, now you just might be getting a little ahead of yourself there, no? Why don't we start cleaning and then you decide whether you could do it all night? I'll finish up here. In the meantime, could you please clear the table? 佢又俾指令我，又有跟住做。好 ，much nicer. That's the table I want to see. Now, would you please run into the bedroom and make the bed? 喂，要我做 housekeeper 係咪？呢個係 bedroom 啊？呢個廁所嚟㗎。嗯 ？bedroom 係邊啊？呢個，哇咁靚嘅，啲書咁亂啊 ！Make the bed, OK， 一個掣搞掂都 OK。While you're in there, why don't you straighten out the rug a bit? OK, and the little details matter. Do you enjoy being a house cleaner? How'd you end up doing this job? It's been a long time since I've seen a house this messy. 一啦，咁冇禮貌嘅3。玩遊戲定俾遊戲玩？兩樣都係。呢個就係呢隻 game 嘅作者想我哋明白嘅嘢咯。Well, I don't enjoy this so much as I need it. While I'm working, I feel a kind of calm that rests in the pit of my ribcage. My soul just can't be soothed any other way, it seems. Which I guess it's about all that matters. Oh, that and the tidy couch. Would you straighten the pillows on the sofa out here? 佢話佢點我做嘢喎，有冇唔出糧俾我㗎？整好啲 pillow 先。Oh dear, looks like someone spilled a drink over by the couch. Maybe mop that up as long as you're over there. 係咁點我做嘢？收好貴喎我。I feel compelled to to share an incredibly cheesy personal insight. You okay with that? 唔係我 OK 咯。Make it especially cheesy. I'll try to get by. Do you absolutely have to? Make it especially cheesy 啦。Hello 神奇，好耐冇見啦神奇。Especially cheesy. No, it was stupid, sorry. Never mind. Hey, these dishes need to be washed. Why don't you come do that? 做完未啊？咁多家務要做嘅咩？ Last, I checked the tub needed a cleaning. How about you scrub it down as best you can? No need to be perfect. We're just all human. Oh, are there still books scattered on the floor of the bedroom? If so, would you put them back on the shelf? Okay, 哇，咁樣好好多。睇你睇咩書先。Perfect. Now then, how about you come and clear these dishes off the table?
House cleaning level almost feels like cleansing. It's the moment after a particularly difficult or traumatic experience where you just need to let it sit and digest inside of you, and eventually cohere into something meaningful.
House cleaning is so difficult. How do you do it? Are all houses this easy to clean? Do these chores ever end? Do these chores ever end? Darling, let me tell you something. Whatever work you do, you have absolutely got to own it. Otherwise, it owns you. So why don't we be with the task at hand and leave the future chores to the future?
Work, actually, this was the only one that he called me up to ask me to come over and look at it. This was during a period of a few months where he was like grossly happy all the time. Just walked around with a constant smile on his face.
Huh? 佢做幾耐啊？不斷循環喎，無限輪迴。仲有咩要做？I get it. That's a weird thing to say to someone you just met. Yeah, you're right. That's pretty cheesy. But there's a bit of truth in it, no? I was going to say that it occurs to me that one's house is a lot like one's soul. You take care of it, and it takes care of you. 咁又真係幾 cheesy. Cheesy. You're right. That's pretty cheesy. Hello, Nightlight. 好耐冇見。Anyway. Housekeeping. Let's keep doing this. Book. 又去 book. 又要執返好啲書先。哇！佢令到我突然間好似好想繼續玩呢樣嘢咁添。Go over straighten them on the couch. Okay. Question.
But,
do you enjoy
of course,
this?
It can't last. The music stops, your companion is gone, it's time to leave. The door at the top of the hill is now open as well. Again, you can't stay in the dark space for too long. You just can't. You have to keep moving. It's how you stay alive.
Okay. 唔可以留喺黑暗之中太耐。如果唔係就會死。佢又輸入咗呢啲指令入我個腦啦。近排好忙，好似冇乜開。係啊，呢一兩個禮拜有啲忙，有啲事要處理。
Right? That sooner or later you have to pick up and move.
Hello, 阿寶。
I really thought that was the point of it.
又一年啦。
This one gets a bit goofy.
Good. Where did you come here today? Why did you come here today? Was it to improve your life? Was it to get a better job? 哇，宣傳意嗰啲嚟㗎。Was it to make your relationships more meaningful? No, you came here to be perfect. This workshop is going to teach you how to be perfect. I want your friends, the people in your life, to look at you and think, wow, this person is a better human being than I am. Right now, what did you think about this that way in your own life? Who do you know who is so well developed as a person that they make you feel disgusted with yourself, compared to whom you feel useless, selfish, ungrateful? I intend to make you into that person. Perfection is within your grasp. And the question is not how do we do it, but how do we do it effortlessly? This is easy. It is so easy. It is so easy. Be perfect is effortless.
And you play as the teacher. Suddenly, you discover that your teacher is just as bigoted and afraid as you are.
How do I achieve it with no
effort?
effort?
The classroom now.
Yep. 我而家變咗個咩啊？我變咗個講者啊？吓 ？Well, let me tell you right now, if it's an effortless, then it's not the right answer. I still love you, it's just that you make me feel cold on the inside. Being alone must be awful. 佢都唔俾我揀係咪？佢已經話咗俾我聽個答案係咩㗎咯喎，就係黃色嗰個咯。If you're torturing yourself trying to find the right solutions for your life, you're not doing it right. Seek out only one thing. What is the easiest, simplest path forward? 架車唔好收台住，我唔知可以捱到幾耐啊！呢隻咁迷嘅 game。There's no truth, there's no path. 做咩佢自己同自己嗌交嘅？吓 ？What if I'm not a good teacher? Do what is easiest. Do what is simplest. Feel what is true. What? Holy shit! You guys, something is coming out of the back of your room. Look out! 吓，我咪要講㗎，其實。Nothing. No one. It's coming for you. It's going to destroy you. Everyone, run, run. 精神分裂係咯。Hello， 黑貓。Perfection 啊，完啦係咪啊？
experiences that you can have. To assume that some other person is perfect and totally fulfilled in every way, and completely miss all of the little flaws that make them painfully human. I think about this game a lot these days.
又完啦一年，我咪
This
玩
one
到
took a lot
2023
longer than all
年。
the others for Coda to make. It was 4 months between this and the last one. That's twice as long as it took him to make any other game before this. And it's not like it's particularly complex. So I remember I found that a little
係啊，唔
strange.
跟佢有其他地方去行嘅，但係最後你都要跟翻咯。Alright, the performance is beginning. Places, please. In this scene, you'll be playing as me. We're at a gathering of professionals. First, you start out learning against this wall. 咩 wall？ 好似快完啊，係咪啊？極速收台嘅咪可以？咩 wall？ 啲 wall 呢個啊 ？Leaning against this wall. Okay. I 落去。I stay right there. The woman across the room in this chair is a professional photographer of animals. It's your dream to photograph animals professionally. This is your one chance to learn something from her, to gain something to succeed. Go on, say something to her. Hello. 收台未啊 ？Hello Cindy. 我唔知隻 game 幾耐完咯。That's not a conversation. You need to actually converse with her. Be a human being. Do it again. I'm super scared right now. 2係 I like you. 3係 Here are all my hopes and dreams. 3哇！多謝黑貓嘅10個小奇點，同埋喊做咩喊樣啊？哇！讀唔切添。 That's not what I said to her at all. I was reserved when I knew what I wanted. For some reason it was just that one moment, but I was confident. Maybe it's that you need a better feel of the setting. There were a lot of people around us. I'll give you some props to work with. These cones that bounce when you touch them will represent the people nearby. Now talk to her again. You must have worked really hard to get where you are. I'll bet you have learned to lean into the pain. What are some sacrifices you have had to make? Sam, 犧牲咗啲咩? You're missing a... Huh? 又錯? You freak her out. If the conversation gets that personal that quickly, do you not realize how important this was for me? I want to try something. 你一收台大家都喊。冇未，我唔知隻 game 幾時完啊嘛。好迷啊！我而家仲係意識流去咯。點解要啱？唔使啱㗎，我應該答咩都錯㗎啦。係咪跟住呢邊 ？Oh no! Oh no! Okay, yes.
The game ends with
now
this
is
eerie
working.
premonition
This
of
is
what's
what
going to happen next in Coda's life. The solution to social anxiety, to fears of having to perform and having to chase success, the answer for Coda is to withdraw, to hide himself away. Which is what leads to scenarios like the stairs that slowed you down several games ago, where it just becomes harder and harder to access Coda's inner landscape because he keeps retreating. He just keeps backing away from possible connections to anyone other than himself. And to be honest, I didn't consider it very healthy when I first played this game. You know, it looks to me like he was trying to justify the idea of just disconnecting yourself from the world. And that wasn't what I wanted for him or for his games. Because I feel like a lot of his games are inviting me to connect with this person, to bring him closer.
Oh.
But what can you do? After this, Coda went off and took another 5 months to make a new game.
係咪進入咗黑暗時期? To play this game properly, you must keep your eyes closed. Click to begin the game. Closed? 我咩晚點玩啊? Closed. Click to begin the game. 要眯埋眼玩，即係要聽聲。佢點知我係咪眯埋眼啊? What's going on, Captain? What can we do? We all go blind now. I can't see anything. I'm blind. Help! I'm blind. There was a giant door. Why? Someone talk to me. Wow. 咩啊? Oh, 我知。乜都唔使撳，因為佢叫我眯埋眼。
You should probably open your eyes if you haven't already. It's pretty much impossible to solve otherwise. And there is a solution, by the way.
唔係喎，係咪咩都唔喐？捉控車。佢而家要我眯埋眼，要我聽佢話定唔聽好呢？嗱，我試下乜都唔好做。你又真係聽佢講，即係我走啦，係嘛？走。喂，點啊？走啊！呢度。OK， 你哋死啦，我唔死住。唔得喎，我都喺度嘅。咦？好聽話。咁點啊？唔好撳掣啊！上去。The truth. The only way to stop it is to speak something that is honest. I am bursting. I can't keep making this. My work is always fun. Yeah. Yes, that's it. That's the truth. 然後呢?
Like I said, I was getting concerned. First off,
out of
he's never
ideas.
been this explicit in his work about exactly what he's thinking. So where's that coming from? But then even weirder, his work has potentially stopped being an outlet for him. Not like he's having trouble iterating on ideas, but he literally just can't think of new ideas anymore. And in person, he was being a lot more distant than usual. Like,
Thought it was
you
going
know how
to be
sometimes
easy.
a person will just deflect anything that you say in order to keep themselves disconnected all the time? It was that kind
I'm
of thing.
stuck in it.
Here was the point in my relationship with Coda where I really started to wonder if he needed my help in some way.
係啊，佢真係進入低潮期啊 ，Coda。
His games are going to get more desperate from here on out. After this game, it's almost 6 months before he finishes something new.
Where am I? Where did this island come from? How do I get out of here? Hello, is anyone here? Anyone here? Is that a person? How lovely. It's been a long time since I talked to anyone. What's wrong? You look lost. 喺邊啊佢? I'm completely out of ideas. When I try to create, I feel empty. I have nothing left to give to my work. Yeah. 答咩都冇所謂啦，係嘛？呢個 game 真係冇啲耐性都玩唔到。係啊。There was a machine that kept me going and it stopped. I'm trying to find this engine that used to protect me to start it again. Yeah. 佢咪真係 AI 嚟㗎 Wait, you're looking for a machine? I think I know where it is. It isn't far. You have to take me to it. I need to see it to know why it stopped. Sam.
If the last game featured Coda talking explicitly about his creative frustrations, this one turns it up to 11. Now, put yourself in my shoes playing this. Here's a friend whose work is exhibiting signs of struggle, frustration, anxiety, depression, even. And yet, still, he keeps making games.
我頭先撳咗3㗎，大家留
Throwing
意返。
himself into the grinder even when he
佢都出咗
clearly
1
doesn't
同
have
2
the
嘅答
energy
案。
for it anymore. Why? What is it for? Because from my perspective at the time and just what I knew of him, this was a result of how isolated he was. He was in
Recognize
his own
this.
little bubble, just sitting at his
Solved this
computer all
puzzle
day,
before.
not really showing these games to anyone, not releasing them onto the internet, and so he didn't have anyone outside of himself to connect with. He had no outlet to ground himself on.
First, you have to open the door. No, first you press the switch on the... Open the door. And then... Now you press the switch on the inside. No, now you have to close the first door. And press the switch on the inside. Here, yes.
You can't talk yourself out of loneliness. It doesn't work that way. You can't be the one writing both the questions and the answers. Then there's no movement. Then there's no circulation. If all of your anxieties are being channeled into your work, then if the work ever fails, you have no backup and you're just going to crash.
There's no machine here. 係咪有人喊? Trust me, you'll see. You have to say that your work is fun and easy. You have to say that game development is simple and joyous. And that you love it 100% of the time. Sure. 3 effortless。頭先5個 ad 又嚟，又要問你知唔知點解啊 ？And that feels wonderful, but it wasn't true. Why did the walls just crumble? Why did I feel so awful when I said that? Yeah. Don't worry about it. Just keep talking. Keep saying the creation is easy. 吓？佢做咩要我呃自己啊？Constantly excited. It's easy. Never stop being easy. 3做咩？有錯係咪？ Keep going.
Seeing this game at the time that he made it, it looked really unhealthy to me. I was watching him do this to himself, and I hated it. I hated seeing him so trapped. It's like
佢話要破解呢埲牆。
video games are not worth
睇咗一陣
this
都唔
amount
知
of
玩緊咩，
suffering.
我玩緊都唔知玩緊咩。
Something I really cared about. And I used
None
to
of
get
this
so
is
much
helping.
joy out of seeing him.
Where is the
For him to
machine?
suddenly become angry and frustrated like this, it was the worst thing for me.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is what I felt at the time. I don't know how else to explain it. I wanted it to stop more than anything. I had never felt so rotten. I
佢應該想講
I
翻成
needed
個
more than I had ever
創作
needed
遊戲嘅
anything
過程。
for this to stop. But it didn't stop. After finishing this one, Coda takes another 7 months and comes up with a new game.
又7個月。我覺得 Coda 係佢咯，係佢自己。God. You've captured the machine. It's waiting for you now. You can begin the interrogation whenever you like. I intend to be quiet. Very good. Just be warned that someone called the press, so we may have a bit of attention on this one. Also, one more thing that you should know about 未睇晒。哇！哇！我唔想面對啲記者。Machine 其實算唔算恐怖 game？ 應該唔係嘅。
And of course, it's the machine.
You stopped. Your work was keeping us healthy, alive. 我想講，唔係恐怖 game. Those people out there, can you imagine what pain you have put them through? It was only because of your creations that any of us could make it through every day. How could we possibly go back to trusting you to do this job? 咁 mean 嘅啲人講嘢。So, here's what needs to be happened. You need to go to the people who are out there and apologize to them. You have to admit to the people that you allowed them to suffer. I've been so alone 喎，3啊，做咩要同佢哋道歉啊？ Apologize for leaving me， 冇得揀添喎，有冇得出返去㗎 ？Nothing. Think carefully. I know how to hurt you. I have seen the thing you fear. No 啦，我做唔到咁殘忍喎。點啊？ Alright then, I'll apologize to the people on your behalf. 你出去道歉啊？代個 machine 道歉啊？ My friends, it falls on me to deliver bad news. I have a trouble revelation. 1 The machine will not apologize to us. The machine refuses to admit that it deliberately hurt us. 咁難揀啊！道唔道歉同埋拒絕承認，唔道歉。But this is not important. We're stronger than it thinks we are. 定係 we will find a way to live without it. We do not need its games. 一唔重要，我哋強過我哋所諗嘅。Let us pay it retribution. Let us show it that we are not failures. 二睇下你做香港高官嘅材料啊，比卡超。Follow me, we will destroy the machine. 定係 Follow me, we will destroy everything that the machine has created. Destroy 啲 create 咗嗰啲嘢咯。點啊？又俾我入返去啊？誒，俾咗把槍我。做咩啊？玩 Splatoon 有冇而家？射爆晒啲牆，跟住做咩啊？
So now the work is becoming self-destructive. And I'll tell you, at the time that I first played this game, shortly after he made it, here's what I'm thinking to myself. I'm thinking that Code is stuck in his own head, and that it's having a very negative effect on him, and that all he needs to do is just start showing his work to people, to get some actual feedback on his games. It might get him out of isolation. So, as I'm thinking this, I realized that I could be the one to initiate it. Because it would never occur to Coda to start actively soliciting feedback, so what if I did it for him? If he could see the difference it would make to have more actual conversations with other human beings, would that bring him out of his mental spiral? Would it give him confidence in himself? Would it bring meaning back into his work?
佢就 destroy 晒佢所有之前寫過嘅 game， 置諸死地而後生係嘛？呢啲叫。
So I started showing Coda's work to people. I took this one, and the islands which you just played, the theater, the notes, the house cleaning game, and some of the prison escape games. I brought them to people that I knew and trusted. I asked their opinions. And the great part is that they really loved his games. You know, the point of it all was just to give him some external reference point, but they genuinely loved his work. There was nothing for him to be afraid of.
佢幫佢 Coda show 咗啲 game 俾人睇，跟住呢 Put down your weapon. Put down. 唔係喎，你咪要我 put down 咩？點 put 啊？
Can you see why I felt like this was the right thing to do? Because it's the thing that I always feel like I need, to be told that my work is good, that I am good. When someone really connects with a thing that I've made, when they see themselves purely in my work, there's nothing that feels better. And I got to give that very same feeling to my friend. I did something, I really felt like I'd done something good, like I was a good person. I felt like there was a friend who was in trouble and was unhappy and maybe didn't like themselves, and I could fix it. If I could give him this gift, maybe I could fix the problem. When they told me how much they enjoyed his games, it was the best feeling. It was the absolute best feeling. It made me feel so happy. So beautifully, beautifully happy.
黐咗線喎佢，究竟係佢定 Coda 啊？
So anyway, Coda finishes this game, and then really he just kind of takes off for a while. So this is June of 2011, and I didn't hear anything from him for several weeks, I guess. And so out of nowhere, one day I get an email, and it's got a private link to a new game of Coda's. This one is called The Tower, and to my knowledge, it's the last game that Coda ever made.
最後一隻 Coda 創作嘅遊戲。
So let's take a look.
就係呢一隻，我哋大家一齊嚟睇下 The Tower。
And this is where I have trouble saying anything meaningful about Coda's work. Because more than anything else, The Tower just feels distant. It feels like it's trying to distance itself from the world. It's a very
翻嚟就差唔多完嚇，咁快完啦，真係。係之後又要解釋一次呢隻究竟係咩 game？ 呢隻同上次 Stanley 嗰隻係同一個作者嚟嘅。咁樣講係咪會明啲啊？
This room actually has a maze in it.
Whoa.
Except that all the walls of the maze are invisible. And then every time you touch one of the walls, there's this awful flashing and noise. So the experience is really miserable. The game goes beyond not being meant to be played. It actually seems to despise the player for trying to play it at all. But I do want to show you the rest of the levels. So when you're ready to continue, press enter, and I'll put a bridge over the maze.
And
to be fair, it's not like this is the first game that's needed some modification to be playable. Like the house cleaning game. You know, that one used to actually loop the cleaning chores and you just cleaned a house forever. I had to cut it off so that you could exit the house and the game would actually end. But that game had an idea that it was actually trying to communicate. What's the deeper idea behind the invisible maze? The only way past this challenge is to randomly guess the 6-digit code. Like the invisible maze, it's frustrating because it's the opposite of everything else that Coda has. It doesn't encourage thought or engagement. It doesn't ask anything of me except a lot of my time. If I could have reached him during this time, then maybe I could have asked him, but I couldn't. I still don't really understand why this is here. I'll put the code on the ground for you here, though, so that we can move on.
周圍都去唔到。151617。誒，撳錯咗。17。多咗條樓梯，係咪可以講唔算 game？ 我都覺得唔算啊。佢想講某啲意義俾你聽。Walking simulator 又嚟。
The switch to open this door is actually on the other side of the door, meaning that it's literally impossible to solve from this side. So even if you somehow brute forced your way through the first 2 challenges and you got to this point, there's actually just no way to progress. And it's scary for me, the idea of Coda cutting himself off entirely, just saying, you know, that's it, that's the end of the conversation, not giving me any way to fix the problem. I feel like a failure, I guess, when I can't fix the problem. But I can open this door for you, so let me do that. Was I a failure for not understanding this game? I mean, I don't know why I would be. It's not like everything needs to have a solution, but I feel it somehow. I feel like I failed, and I don't understand why. I remember, it's June of 2011. I'm playing this for the very first time. And as I'm playing, I'm thinking to myself, I don't know this person. I have no idea who this person is.
冇，佢就係想同你講打機都未必有意思，係咪啊？
I had come to so many conclusions from looking at all of his work up to this point, and then suddenly none of them... I had been trying to, though. That was the thing. For years, I was trying to get to know him, to understand who he actually was and what he stood for. I asked him so many times to please just tell me what his games mean to him. I asked him please to tell me what the 3 dots mean. And he wouldn't.
係啊，我成日見到個3點，其實係咩啊？
I just felt so strongly that if I could have connected with him, that if I could have somehow made his work my own, that I would finally be once and for all happy. It was that I needed to see myself in someone else. I needed to be someone other than me. But he stopped and left, and it felt somehow like I had failed.
即係 Coda 已經進入咗一個
screw up?
最低潮期，然之後寫咗呢隻 game 出嚟，表達佢對世界嘅距離感。完，係咪？
I'm the reason that you stopped making games, aren't I?
Dear Davy, thank you for your interest in my games. I need to ask you not to speak to me anymore. 可唔可以抑鬱症啊？突然談心嘅，一路都談緊心。
But when I took your work and I was showing it to people, it actually felt... It felt as though I were responsible for something important and valuable.
有 message 嘅，有啊。I wonder at times whether you think I'm making these games for you. 佢係咪想同佢表白啊？有啲 sad 啊，佢好 sad 啊，去到後邊。You have so infected my personal space that it's possible I did begin to plant solutions in my work somewhere hidden between games.
I had to say. Even though I was showing your work, it was... I felt good about myself. Finally. For a moment, while I had that, I liked myself.
If there was an answer, a meaning, would it make you any happier? 誒，阿寶，呢句送俾你。如果有答案有意思，你會唔會開心啲啊？太耐唔記得，突然間變咗哲學係咧。Would you stop taking my games and showing them to people against my wishes? Giving them something that is not yours to give, violating the one boundary that keeps me safe. 即係佢做 Coda 做呢啲 game 根本就唔係想做啲咩，佢只不過純粹自己享受整 game 嘅過程。Would you stop changing my games? Stop adding lampposts to them? Would you simply let them be what they are?
I didn't have anything left to show people. I just had to be with myself. And as soon as that happened, there was no feeling at all.
When I'm around you, I feel physically ill.
Less than nothing.
哇 become serious 咯喎，呢對話。You desperately need something and I cannot give it to you. I literally do not have it. 佢喎今次情侶嗌交嘅。Struggling to come up with new ideas is not making me depressed. 不要講中啊。Low points are just a part of the process. 阿寶，隻 game 使唔使錢？Geo 送俾我嘅 ，Geo 贊助嘅，好似唔係好貴嘅不過。The fact that you think I'm frustrated or broken says more about you than about me。即係佢覺得 Coda 有問題，但係其實係佢自己有問題。送埋啲咁咩咁嘅嘢，唔係都有意思嘅，我覺得。你如果用哲學嘅向嗰方面睇呢隻 game， 你會覺得佢有意思嘅。I realize that this doesn't make sense to you just yet。嗱，呢句送俾大家 ，Coda 送俾大家，覺得話俾大家聽，我知道你哋暫時揾唔到個意義喺邊啊。Which is fine. You're not my problem to solve。唔緊要，你唔係，我唔需要你解決我嘅問題啊。 But I do hope that one day it clicks and that you make peace with this thing you are wrestling. 希望你有一日啊，靈光一閃啊，你就會揾到中文點譯咧？揾到你轉牛角尖嘅乜啊！我唔識譯中文，sorry 大家，我翻譯做得唔好。And when you finally see what I'm talking about， 當你最終明白我想講咩嘅時候 ，don't say anything， 就唔好再講任何嘢。你唔需要再講任何嘢，我覺得。
That's why I'm releasing this collection of your work, is because I haven't been able to find any other way to reach you. I've tried everything. And so a part of me has hope that if I put this compilation out into the world, and if I put my name on it, that maybe enough people will play it so that it'll find its way to you, so that I can tell you that I'm sorry. I know I screwed up. If I apologize to you truly and deeply, will you start making games again? Please, I need to feel okay with myself again. And I always felt okay as long as I had your work to see myself in. Is something wrong with me? Because I know that I did an awful thing, and I'm doing it again right now. Like I'm showing people your work, but I can't stop myself from doing it. That's how badly I need to feel something again, like I'm an addict. There has to be something wrong with me. Can I apologize? What if I tell you I was wrong? Will that work? Will that fix it? I don't know. I don't think it will, but there's nothing else that I can do. Just tell me what you want. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please, start making games again. Please help me. Please give me some of whatever it is that makes you complete. I want whatever that wholeness is that you just summoned out of nothing and you put into your work. You were complete in some way that I never was. I want to know how to be a good person. I want to know how not to hate myself. Please. I'm fading, and all I want is to know that I'm going to be okay.
唔係話唔 care 玩家，係 coder 唔 care 個旁白點諗。呢個係咪最後一張啊？呢邊冇嘢嘅。
More love, more praise, more people telling me that I'm good. Always more. It's like a disease.
Mm. 要上車啊！而家個問題係 Coda 叫佢唔好搞咁多嘢，個旁白打包晒佢啲 game 出嚟，俾更多人睇。
Solution.
咪同上次 Stanley 嗰隻一樣啊！個旁白係咁叫我唔好 quit game。
That he just really enjoyed making prison games. Maybe I wouldn't have thought he was so desperate. I wouldn't have told so many people that he was depressed. Maybe he just likes making prisons.
佢夾硬話佢係抑鬱，可能佢係嘅，但係佢唔想俾人知。
Even now, the disease is telling me to stop. Don't show people what a shitty person you are. They'll hate you.
三層係邊三層？我諗起以前有個廣告，係咪咩幾多層咩鬆化餅、威化餅？佢將自己諗法太過強加喺 Coda 身上啊，係啊。唔係佢係咪想講呢？如果你身邊有抑鬱症嘅朋友呢，你哋唔使幫佢解決啲咩。 旁白就係好想同佢解決咗佢嘅問題係咪啊？但係其實佢唔需要解決問題，佢需要有人喺度。33層方塊數係啊，朱學識嘢喎，成個 game 會唔會係佢為咗道歉嘅 game？ 都有可能喎。
Like, I actually cannot conceive of what that would be like.
Coda 本身旁白同 Coda 旁白同玩家，哦，咁樣就3層。
What now?
完咗，佢咪認咗嗰啲叫咩？認同接受咗現實。旁白要接受現實。
I know that I said that I would be here and I would walk you through this, but I'm starting to feel like I have a lot of work to do. I have a lot that I need to.
好 sad 啊！而家旁白選擇離開。
Just gonna. Okay.
我哋喺地底出返地面，佢咪想我穿過呢道門？我唔穿先。上面有條罅嘅。哦，兩嚿嚟嘅。我上嚟呢度要做咩啊？我唔想讀嗰個字。又落返去啊？咦？哦，但係呢個係 lift 嚟嘅喎。啲音樂咁傷感嘅 ，butt crack 係 butt crack 好啲。你再上埋去，認真講收錢嗰樣嘢，免費嘅信息，人就越唔 care 同心思，有付出啲人先會相對更認真去諗。又啱喎，樂凡係咪有讀哲學啊？以前細個都係啊，買 game， 如果人哋送 game 呢，就成日唔會打爆機咯，玩玩下就棄 game。但自己買呢，就會死都要打爆佢。睇新聞都係免費，係啊，所以咪好有啲人會唔中意睇新聞咯，覺得好似冇意義。Eunice 表哥讀哲學，哇，其實讀哲學都〜好似好深，但係又好似好容易咁啊！自己買都會起嘅，又嚟返呢度喎，咪又要自己跳落去升，跟住升上去。但係會唔會玩得耐過你唔使自己俾錢買啊？定係都係一樣？哇！大家睇下。呢個世界就係一個超大嘅 maze。Hello 嘉豪，冇乜關係。應該有過百隻 game未玩完，未玩完定係未開始玩啊？係咪爆機啊？有冇所謂爆機呢隻？Trypophobia。Hello 貓佬，好耐冇見啊貓佬。心理學好似都有講類似嘅嘢。其實所有嘢未變成自己一門專科之前都係哲學嚟㗎嘛。係後尾即係數學啊、科學啊、人類學啊，咩學都好，你揾到個理論變成一門學術，咁咪會脫離咗哲學咯。完。本人讀心理學，誒，你同阿寶兩個可以傾下偈喎。 寶教授都係心理學嘅喎。This project would not have been possible without the following individuals。未變專科之前都係吹水，哲學都係吹水。大家睇完呢隻唔係 game 嘅 game 之後，有冇領會呢？領悟定領會？4月畢業，我覺得入到心理學已經好勁㗎喇，一定唔會廢㗎喎，會讀咁多文獻嗰啲。會幾令人亂諗嘢，唔係亂唔亂諗嘅，我覺得係諗多咗咯，會自我反思咯。加拿大好易入咩？係咩？如果我想讀啲，有冇啲短期嘅心理學課程喺呢邊啊？我想讀下，其實唔好迷惑其他人，領悟到之後送埋啲，領悟到之後送啲咁嘅嘢。唔係你覺得，如果你覺得有意義就有意義咯，同鬼一樣，信則有，不信則無。佢講得好啱啊！唔係，但係我中意呢啲喎。其實之後送俾我係啱嘅，但係未必個個都啱玩呢啲 game。但係送俾我會反思咯，即係諗原來佢講嘅嘢好似都有意義喎咁咯。80鐘尾就入到。好啦，今日短開片刻，嚟撳錯掣啊！又呢度，今日短呢隻 game， 少少哲學嘅 game， 都唔算係 game， 呢啲叫咩呢？其實遊戲形式嘅哲學，我都唔知點樣形容呢隻嘢啦。呢隻嘢啊，作為 pure 個 game 都幾好睇，咁快走冇走。我而家有入咗個沉思 mode， 玩完呢隻 game 之後 ，immersive experience 啱啦，係一個 experience， 係一個體驗，並唔係一隻遊戲。好似係沉沒成本啊？咩沉沒成本啊？家姐通常幾時開台？通常係 MST 嘅時間嘅7、8點左右，跟住就睇下我玩卡幾耐。通常今日開短啲嘅，通常我至少開2個鐘、3個鐘咁樣嘅。今日個半2個鐘都未夠，太短了。你哋等我再好啲先，我隻手呢排又好似痛翻啊！我個膊頭，唔知係咪回南天呢？春天融雪啲濕氣重呢？我最近煲多咗湯啊，煲啲去濕湯，睇下會唔會隻手好得快啲。跟住前排又病啊嘛，重感冒，所以啱啱好似前幾日先真係個聲先好翻晒。但係夜晚仲會有少少鼻塞咯，通常太短咪？Alberta 係啊 ，Alberta 係 MST 冇錯。體驗型遊戲禮拜幾就唔定嘅，通常睇下我幾時得閒，因為我做嘢嘅時間定嘅，所以我睇下如果我狀態 OK， 我通常都會開一開。同埋如果第2日做嘢冇咁忙，或者第2日唔使做嘢，我就會多啲機會開。唔好同咁多熊打交。我頭先睇緊，唔好同咁多能係咩？唔好同咁多能打交，即係咩？原來係個熊字。風濕應該係變咗風濕啦，但係我估應該係未完全好得翻晒啦。係啊，俾啲熊打咗膊頭一嘢。我都係講下好翻先開多啲，夜晚一定到。好啊，多謝你 Eunice。我其實同大家有時都未必真係要玩啲咩 game，有時開台同大家傾下偈都好開心。睇家姐心情係啊。如果因為我聽唔知大家有冇睇 David 台呢？佢話 即係如果佢類似講過話，如果你將開台變成一個類似工作或者變咗責任咁樣呢，就少咗個娛樂性，咁你就冇咁享受嘅過程，咁樣就會好辛苦。自己中意玩呢種 walking simulator， 太用腦嘅冇腦，太用腦嘅冇腦，太動作嘅冇反應。吓？我幾中意用腦啊，其實我中意解謎咯，我真係好中意解謎 game。呢隻都係用腦，要用腦諗咯，用腦沉思下咯。黑相集咪唔使反應同腦，係啊，Four Guys都唔使啊。思想上用啱啊，開台傾偈都 OK， 心事台有啊。之前我會我唔會淨係傾偈咯，我會開個即係上網揾嗰啲砌 puzzle， 嗰啲網砌住 puzzle， 或者揾嗰啲估錯處嗰啲呢 photo hunt 嗰啲，開住同大家一齊即係玩下啲輕鬆小遊戲，砌下圖咁樣，大家就會可以好傾啲咯。家姐台有冇 Discord？ 有啊，阿寶已經打咗出嚟係嘛？但係而家我咪冇咗嗰個。我成日因為而家最近太耐冇開呢，我啲 link 全部過晒期，太恐怖嘅淆底我都會啊。黑相就係好恐怖噶嘛，係咪啊？有 QTE 啫係咩啊？失敗都冇事 QTE 啫係咩啊？邊度恐怖？我睇人玩都驚喎，會死咗唔使玩。個人死後咪你死。阿寶真係，阿寶成日，因為阿寶都係心理學呢，心理學嘅 typical 嘅心理學嘅學生或者心理學嘅人呢，佢哋係好自己有一套自己嘅思想嘅，唔係壞事啊，講明先，係好事嚟嘅。有冇玩 Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes？咦，你問 Geo 睇下有冇先，我就冇啦。黑相集好似出咗 VR， 咁咪好驚。Geo 成日唔肯玩呢啲。Geo 幾時開台啊？對唔住，我忍唔住要問一句。係 two player game 嚟，都幾正。有冇啊 Geo？ 零恐怖。好恐怖喎！我對遊戲嘅認知理解不嬲都同大眾有嚴重落差，唔同市場咯。It's OK， 今個 weekend，OK，大家未 follow 之後，快啲 follow 之後今個 weekend 開台。等陣係咪 miss 咗你話有冇 Discord？ 有啊，上邊有條 link， 可唔可以先再 post 多次出嚟先？阿寶做嘢好快手，呢度我嗰4隻解謎有排到第幾？未排到啊，有排。阿寶都排咗半年都未同佢玩 Mario Kart， 跟住我哋仲要玩 Sons of the Forest， 然之後仲有之前有應承咗大家玩羅拉嗰啲嘛，佢之後差唔多夠500，又要玩 Outlast。呢隻嗰幾隻幾得意，但一定要2個人玩。阿寶同 Gio 玩咯，入咗。多謝啊 Eunice， 好謝寶，係啊，寶做嘢好快手。OK。我今日去到呢度就差唔多啦，把聲又好似沙沙地，又係時候睇下有咩台可以 raid 啦。大家想睇啲咩台？其實大家中意睇啲咩台㗎？下次見，好啦，下次見。冇 Geo 反應，我想睇阿寶同 Geo 打 Tetris 啊，可唔可以？我好想睇你哋聯台 Tetris， 乜台都得。我哋又去 Night Owls 嗰度咯，佢哋多人熱鬧啲，大家可以過去 Night Owls 嗰度傾下偈。 佢仲玩緊咩啊 ？Farming Simulator 仲玩緊啊！我頭先入去睇咗陣，開台之前唔長，你可以一隻拎嚟攝時間，可以考慮下。即好似今日咁開短啲，冇公開打，咁你第一次公開打咯，我哋一齊睇咯。我0019冇嘢做，所以乜台都得。好似有啊，我記得有睇過㗎。好啦，今日傾到呢度先，我哋準備出發去 Hong Kong Night Out。我哋係有5個係咪啊？5個有加拿大有香港嘅女仔一齊打機。今日係咪有？今日有4個一齊打緊 Farming Simulator。我哋可以過去同佢哋 say 個 hi。OK， 我哋下次再見，拜拜大家。